One day, Jesus took 3 of his disciples, Peter, James, and John, on a special journey. He led them up a tall mountain. The disciples didn't know why, but they followed Jesus, excited and curious. Then something amazing happened. Right before their eyes, Jesus changed. His face shone as bright as the sun, and his clothes became whiter than anything they had ever seen. It was as if heaven itself was shining all around him. And then 2 very special visitors appeared. It was Moses, the great leader who gave God's laws, and Elijah, the mighty prophet. They had lived long, long ago, but here they were, talking with Jesus. As Peter, James, and John watched in awe, a great cloud surrounded them. And then they heard a voice, strong and full of love. It was the voice of God. God said, "This is my Son, whom I love. Listen to him." The disciples were so amazed and afraid that they fell face down on the ground. They had never heard anything so powerful before. But Jesus, full of kindness, reached out and touched them. He said, "Stand up, my friends. Do not be afraid." And when they looked up, the bright light had faded, and Jesus was standing there, just as he always was. As they walked back down the mountain, Jesus told them something important. He said, "Do not tell anyone what you saw, not until the Son of Man has risen from the dead." Peter, James, and John whispered to each other, wondering what Jesus meant. The disciples didn't fully understand what Jesus meant, but they knew one thing for sure. What they had seen was amazing, and they would never forget it. Peter, James, and John had seen a glimpse of Jesus' true glory. They didn't know everything yet, but they knew they had to listen to him, just as God had said. And soon they would understand even more about who Jesus really was. Because Jesus is God's Son, full of love, full of light. And he came to save the world.